Where are informal settlements common in Latin America? Have you ever wondered where informal settlements are most prevalent in Latin America? These unique communities, often referred to as slums or shantytowns, are a significant part of urban life in the region. Informal settlements are widespread, particularly in urban areas, and they arise from rapid urbanization and economic inequality. Many low-income families find it challenging to access affordable housing due to restrictive urban planning policies. These settlements can be found from the southern tip of Latin America in Patagonia all the way to the northern borders near the Rio Grande. You will see them in almost every major city, and they often have local names that reflected their cultural backgrounds. For instance, in Argentina, these areas are known as villas miseria. This term originated from a novel published in 1957 that depicted the harsh conditions faced by migrants in Buenos Aires. Cities like Buenos Aires, Rosario, and Córdoba have numerous villas miseria, housing hundreds of thousands of residents, including migrants from within Argentina and neighboring countries. In Bolivia, informal housing represents more than 40% of the urban population, showcasing the scale of this issue in several countries. Other nations in Latin America have similar informal settlements with different local names, but the challenges they face are often quite similar. Traditionally, these settlements have been located on the outskirts of cities, where land is less expensive, but infrastructure and public services are lacking. This peripheral placement is often due to the economic constraints faced by low-income residents who cannot afford housing in more developed areas. However, changes in urban development patterns over the past few decades have altered this dynamic. Since the 1980s, neoliberal policies have increased land values in some peripheral areas, pushing informal settlements into even more disadvantaged locations with limited access to services. The growth of informal settlements is largely driven by exclusionary urban norms and land use regulations. These policies often requiring minimum plot sizes and impose restrictions that make formal land acquisition unaffordable for many families. As a result, many households turn to informal land markets and illegal subdivisions to secure housing. While this provides shelter for millions, it often leads to precarious living conditions without legal security or access to basic services. In Argentina, Buenos Aires has hundreds of villas miseria, including well-known areas like Villa 11114, Villa 31, and Villa Lugano. In Bolivia, cities like La Paz have large informal settlements, with government initiatives like the Barrios de Verdad project aimed at improving conditions. Other countries, such as Peru, Chile, and Nicaragua, also experience rapid growth of informal settlements, reflecting a regional challenge. From a cultural perspective, these informal settlements are not just areas of poverty. They are vibrant communities with their own social networks and cultural expressions. They representing the struggles and aspirations of migrants and low-income families seeking better opportunities in urban centers. The settlements reflected historical patterns of inequality and migration shaped by economic policies and social dynamics unique to Latin America. Understanding where informal settlements are common is essential for designing urban policies that tackle housing shortages and social inequality. Many Latin American countries are working on initiatives to regularize these settlements, granting legal land tenure and improving infrastructure. These efforts aim to integrate informal settlements into the formal city fabric, enhancing living conditions while respecting the cultural identity of their residents.